Hi guys, Jacob here. Today I would like to talk about Sketchup and the many ways that we can use CAD in the software. As a little background, CAD is computer-aided design and drafting, and it allows us to make geometry and entities in an infinite plane to 3D print, laser cut, make architectural designs, and much more, like floor plans. So let's start. Now to get to here, by the way, simply all you have to do is type in the browser for SketchUp. Just type SketchUp browser, free SketchUp browser, any order, and it will send you to that site, and all you can say is start modeling. Make you sign into your Google account, and then you're in. The Google account just makes it so that all of your files are accessed locally. Now that we're into this area, you can see this little guy called Dave with a little guitar. Let's highlight over in backspace because he's not helping us in making what we're making. So today I would like to make a cube, which is probably the nicest and easiest thing to make in SketchUp. Let's choose the rectangle tool because there are 6 sides to a cube and there's no real cuts to them, besides the edges. So if we made a slope, I would make a rectangle, well, 2 rectangles for the bottom and the side, and then a pane on from the top left to the bottom right. I'll show you what I mean once we discuss the origin. So the origin is where all 3 axes meet. It is the X plane, the X axis, the Y axis, and the Z axis. Pardon me. Now, we have planes like the XY, the XZ, the YZ, etc. And they go negatives and positives. So if I went down, that would be negative Z. If I went over here, makes sense. So let's hover over to the positive, and on the bottom right you can see dimensions. It's right above my time. So you can see that it says 12 feet. I don't want to do that. That's pretty big for a 3D printer. So let's say realistically, in some abstract manner, you have a 2 foot 3D printer and it goes up 2 feet high. So let's say a 2 feet tall cube. Let's make a 2 feet tall cube. So now I'm not touching my mouse at all. I'm just touching my keyboard. You can type 2. You can do the colon, comma, 2, colon. Now that's the symbol for inches, or feet, pardon. And the comma separates each side of the axis. Now we have a 2 foot by 2 foot square. Now you can see that there's material inside of it, which means that there is connection between those lines. Now we can change the color of it by the material tool on the side with the little checkers on the box. And we can change whatever color we want of it. It doesn't change the bottom, but it just changes the top. So let's just make it red so you can see what I'm drawing off of. Every time you make a plane, you'll see soon, it doesn't change the color. You have to do it manually, which might suck, but it's nice to sell something like a floor plan or a house. Let's go back into the cube and get that rectangle. That was a lisp. 2 semicolon 2, not semicolon, just colon. Type that again. Now what we could do is, instead of a cube, you could just draw 2 lines here, and it already makes a slope because you just have 2 planes on the back and the bottom. You can do it vice versa if you want to face in the other side, but it doesn't really matter which way it's facing, because it'll come out the same, Connection to the endpoint. Now we can also, if you really want, you can draw your square. I don't want to draw it there. I want to draw it off the red axis. And it snaps if you have more than 3 planes, which we do. So you can just go straight down and it clips. But let's finish it off with the rectangle. And then it closes over completely because you think, well, there's 5 planes already on this 6-faced object. We already have each side defined besides the top, and they connect all the 4 lines that we just added, and it makes the cube. That's one great thing about SketchUp. If you go into places like Inventor, which is the professional version of CAD, I would believe, or you went into Autodesk, Tinkercad, it doesn't connect for you because it's like, well, we're waiting on what else you would like to add in case you want to add a frill or whatever, a fillet which is adding little, making it smooth. Like right here, this is a fillet. It's nice and smooth, and there's no edge defined to it. This is a Mini Cooper sign with BMW over it, because I thought it was really funny. That was my freshman year project. But this is what SketchUp is typically used for, and once you start finicking around with certain tools and figures, it makes a lot of sense, and it makes CAD a lot of fun. So I hope you guys liked it. I hope that you thought it was informal. And if you have any questions, I'm an email away.